What's your name?
Teeter.
What's that?
Teeter.
You hear him say?
She said Peter. Your name Peter?
Do I look like my f***ing name is Peter, you skunk-hard motherfucker?
When she showed up, I was just like, oh, that's gonna fit right in. I was talking to Taylor one day. He said, hey, I've got this idea for this character. And then he said, you want to see the audition tape?
Jennifer's so amazing because I saw the tape as well, and I just was like, aren't you supposed to understand what the actor is saying?
Ride the hair off a horse, that's for damn sure, but we need somebody who can speak English.
And he was like, well, no, that's the point. And I'm like, at that point, I was like, you've lost me. I have no idea. What are you talking about?
Where'd you learn to cowboy?
Man, I've been balling and dragging since I could bounce piss off a rug.
That ain't Spanish, he's Texan.
It ain't Texan, that's gibberish.
What is this?
No, job fair.
Is this a job that you walk up to and you say, like, here's my resume, look at it? Or is this a thing where you're just like, oh, this is what you want to do, hop on a horse and we'll see what you got?
I think the requirements for our bunkhouse and on the ranch, we assume that you're skilled, but you have to have a certain attitude. Well, you got to be a character.
I feel like to work on the Yellowstone, you have to stay focused. You have to have a real sense of focus. You probably shouldn't talk to Beth.
Every now and then you say something that makes me think you're smart. And then I look at you and that shock fades.
You have to be willfully ignorant of a lot of the rampant violence that's occurring around you. I think Jimmy is more ignorant than he is good at ranch work.
Jimmy, quit asking f***ing questions.
You gotta be open-minded. It's just like us on set. You never know who's gonna give you an order.
Jimmy, we'll get on the quad.
You don't know if it's gonna come from the director or from Cole Hauser or from 4E.J. Smith.
Jimmy, get off the horse.
You gotta be willing to roll with those punches. Yeah, it's not a traditional workplace, but it offers great
But it's
rewards.
equal opportunity.
Women work twice as hard and eat half as much.
Wow, you're a real Renaissance man, I didn't know that.
In New York, a lot of jobs cut, sometimes they're like, hey, we're not gonna pay that much and there's no benefits, but we'll give you a Metro card. On the Yellowstone, you sometimes get a free train ticket,
Where are you taking her?
Said he's gonna take me to the train station.
A lot of your coworkers are cattle,
They're
cows.
not
Some of
big.
my best friends on this show are cows.
Because you stuck your hand up one of them, right? Didn't you? So you know them pretty well, because you had your whole hand
Exactly.
up. So he actually is pretty close with
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
the
of
free
them.
healthcare plan for the cows.
See, the women in this valley have gotten a lot more fashionable.
Yeah? And see, Chippendales changed their policy on cat teeth.
What's that?
Josh Holloway is one of the nicest actors I've ever met. I think he's incredible. Those scenes are so fun to watch.
Right, yeah.
And seeing the way that it translates from the page, the script, hilarious. And then those actors,
Right.
to see Kelly Riley's
Yeah,
comedic
bit
chops,
lighter,
because she's
yeah.
so funny too.
Yeah.
Bob Schwartz's girl.
I'm nobody's girl.
You're somebody's girl.
Okay, let's stop speaking in Billy Joel songs for starters, okay?
She's found someone that she can spar with legitimately.
Yeah, on an intellectual level.
Yeah, and that you can see that her eyes twinkle a little bit like this is a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
I want to play for a minute.
Which gets her excited.
Have you given any thought at all to the ranchers who live here? What'll happen to them?
What happened to them? They won't have to be ranchers anymore because they're all so rich.
Good ask.
Beth can get anyone's goat.
Yeah.
So it's so exciting to see her go up against someone who you just can't ruffle.
Okay, my mistake, you cheese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like a real float like a butterfly. Like you can't ruffle that guy.
Right.
He's literally floating around in the
Yeah,
water. just
exactly. Like he's happy to be here.
Seems to be the problem.
And he has so much, it's because he has so much power. So much power and status and money.
And backed up.
Yeah,
by
you
so
can't
much power and
necessarily, it's so much harder to get him angry.
Mind the flowers when you leave.
I like this girl. She wants to ride up there with us. Go grab her horse.
All the good ones are up at camp. The only thing left here is a bunch of freight trains and monsters.
Well, what the f*** is wrong with your horse, Jake?
Well, it's my horse.
Okay, Monica, get on Jake's horse. Come on, we don't have time for this.
Ladies, I'm home.
Uh-oh.
Television's Jake Ream.
Jake
How you
Ream.
doing, man? Welcome.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Thank you.
You look great. This is very hip, actually.
Now, do you think maybe you've gotten a little soft now that you're Hollywood? You're even walking different.
I feel different. Softer fighting words. Soft is not a good word.
Get him, Denim.
No.
How did you go from selling horses to
being a TV star.
When I first met Taylor, he actually just got my number off the internet, called me, and I had a horse for sale. And him and his wife come down and tried it out, and they ended up buying it. And then he came down, started riding quite a bit. I didn't know who he was. That went on for about 2 years. We just kind of become pretty good friends. And first horse show we went to, the secretary, she says, "How did you meet him?" I said, "Who's that guy?" She goes, "You don't know who he is?" I said, "So you're like some famous guy?"
And then you led cowboy camp.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How was that for you?
I still have ulcers.
All of these
Still, to this day.
Well, no, but seriously, like, right, because you have all these actors that are, for the most part, have come from big cities, and now they were all gonna come for this, like, super immersive experience.
Well, to tell you the truth, everything was really good when he told me all about it. And he says, you know, these guys, they're not real 100% comfortable on horses, you know. I was really excited till I met all of you.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, dear God, what did I get myself into?
Early on in the show, we would have these big sort of horse riding sequences, and we needed someone to do it with us, to take care of us. I remember before Jake was necessarily a character, Jake Ream was still out there riding
Doing
alongside
all of it,
us,
yeah.
making sure we were safe. I feel like you do about 10 jobs. You like protect the riders on the show, you deal with all the cattle, you help organize the horses. You've been doing all these jobs since the very beginning.
It's been a lot of jobs. I'm not sure my job title.
Yeah, I hope you're getting like 6 paychecks.
Just do what you get told. That's my job title.
Just go get a horse.
And you were originally cast as Rip, I think, right? Like there's this.
Well, he turned it down. Remember?
Yeah,
he
you
said he
turned
wasn't
it down.
interested, it wasn't media enough.
Cole Hauser doesn't have quite the opportunities, the professional opportunities
Right.
you have, so he needed the role a little more.
Yeah. I'm not
Say
going
that 'cause
there.
Cole Hauser's not.
I'm not. Is that door gonna open?
What are you dipshits doing?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Are you comfy out at Thousand Peaks when you have no signal? Sometimes I'm like, I want to jump in a van and run back to base, and they're like, why? And I'm like, I peed my pants. I
Yeah,
changed
no,
them
exactly.
just to get into because base camp has Wi-Fi.
What?
But then you get there and you're like,
Nothing's
what am I
happening.
looking at?
Nobody's waiting.
What's
for
happening?
God damn it.
I think the hardest thing about being up there with no cell service is it makes it way harder to engage with the fans. The show was airing at the same time, and I was like, I need to
Yeah.
get back to base camp so I can like all these comments.
I also
that is true,
Instagram
yeah.
live the takes. I just like do the monitor while the takes are happening. I just Instagram that live.
Oh, that's-
yeah, but when we're at Thousand Peaks, I can't
Able to do that.
I can't do that.
My
I
Instagram
should
is
start
also
doing that
chock
too.
full of really primo content. Check it out, @_ Jefferson White.
Dude, I've been following the wrong one. Is that what it is?
Is that it? We
Dude,
could
I've been
tag-
wondering getting these weird photos from this. Do you know how we could fix this problem? If production had that antenna thing that they just.
Or Yellowstone moves to the
a
big city.
It's an inbox. What do they call it? And then.
Or we just move to a giant city.
We could shoot in LA.
Absolutely.
We should. We can shoot in LA. We did a thing.
Where?
We did a thing
Bite
already.
your tongue.
Bite thy tongue.
Bite thy serpent
your tongue.
tongue.
Thou hast done this to thyself. Bite thy tongue.
Any more biscuits?
Yeah, well, I think there's plenty.
We're up at the camp, and John starts telling his story.
You know, my wife, she used to make 2 Dutch ovens full of biscuits. One for your father, one for the rest of us.
I think that was kind of one of the first times that we were like around Kevin in that type of space, in that type of intimate setting.
We must have shot that scene, 10 times, 12
least.
times.
At least,
And he has
yeah.
the ability to tell that same story over and over again, and like the sort of highs and lows of that story, right? Like
feel like you
it's
heard
such
it
a
for the first
happy
time.
memory for John, and it's also such a sad
Memory.
thing for John to like touch into that memory of his wife.
Your mom looked at me and she said, I know. But if I don't make them, I can't watch them eat them.
For me, like as a young actor, like getting to sort of not having to say anything myself, just getting to sit there and sort of, as Jimmy learned from John, but also as Jeff learned from Kevin, that story, like it both like actually sincerely made me laugh every time, and also like truly was heartbreaking every time.
It's also nice to see Kevin, John be in that different kind of vulnerable light. To kind of see those layers and levels, I think because of that kind of makes you feel closer.
It's fun to watch, to be in those scenes with them. I'd like to do that more often.
Yeah.
They made a lot of biscuits for Tate to eat that night, and so I had some, and I felt like I was young Casey, and I ate them, and I was hungry, and I was him, and I felt like
closer to him.
That I was more than I normally am. It's powerful.
Biscuits are a really powerful thing.